Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm still reading about why we lived Islam, why we stepped into Islam as a school on the way to Nawabu. So we stepped in to make it one of our schools on the way to Nawabu. And then wake up our people to the true past and bring it to the present. We go way back, way before 1400 years, and you cannot convince me that according to my ancestors, be they Anu, Enlil, Tammuz, Horus, Isis, and Re, or Ra, is idol worship, while you remember dead individuals such as caliphs, companions, and the writers of your hadith, and even have pictures thrown in your books and statues of them in Islamic countries. So I say we simply give you back all your isms, and I will spend the rest of my days trying to wake up the children of Nawabu and the Nawabians and getting them away from ignorance disguised in any religion, regardless of what kind of Muslim you call yourself. They don't even agree on the one path they say they lead you to. Even in the Quran of today, Muslims can't agree on the correct translation. Each sect claims that theirs is the most accurate. They can't even agree on how to spell Muhammad's name in English. From sect to sect, you will find Muhammad, Muhammed, Muhammad, Mohammed, Muhammad, Mohemed, Muhammad, Muhamed, Muhammad, Mohammed, or Mohamed. Now let's take a look at all the definitions of the name Muhammad. According to the Muslim's name by Fatima Susan El-Jafari in 1977 AD, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, means praised. According to the book of Muslims' name, Azalza Hamid, 1986, the Prophet Muhammad means praiseworthy and commendable. And in the Dictionary of Islam by Thomas Patrick Hughes, the Prophet Muhammad means the praised one. According to these various books, the Prophet Muhammad is defined as praise. The Prophet Muhammad's name at birth, which was Ahmed, means praiseworthy, when it should be one who praises. But according to Muslims, only Allah is worthy of praise, which is his 56th attribute, El-Hamidu, meaning the all praiseworthy. Thus, Muhammad's name should have been Abdul Hamid, servant of the praiseworthy. This is how you know Muslims are Prophet Muhammad worshippers. And when they place the Prophet Muhammad name next to Allah in the kalimat, they're actually saying some praise is due to Allah and some praise is due to Muhammad. Yes, this is called shirk, adultery, or binding partners, something that Muslims do every time they call the Adhan and recite the kalimat. According to Quran 4th Surah 48th ayat, is called shirk, and is a sin that is not to be. Quran 4th Surah 40th ayat, it said, Inna Allah la yafakhari inna yasharika, God forgive not those partners should be set up with him, but he forgiveth anything else to whom he pleases. To set up partners with Allah is to divide a sin most heinous indeed. So as you can see, they have taken it to a step further by ascribing the attributes of Allah to Muhammad. The picture. The Prophet Muhammad. When the statement was made that no one could produce a book like the Holy Quran, it was talking about the original Quran that the Prophet Muhammad received. Had Muslims not made additions, alterations such as nuqtas and vowels, Christians would not have been able to produce another like it. The Quran would not have been able to be duplicated. So Muslims can't hold up to Quran of today and say that there is no doubt in it. As I have said before, the argument can only be understood by 1% of the Muslim world, because only 10% of the whole Muslim world speaks Arabic, which is really sad. What is really sad is 1% of the 10% understand classical Arabic enough to read the Quran properly. Most Arabs that speak Arabic speak a bad dialect, and even the educated ones have not been fortunate enough to understand the Arabic of the Quran. They made the grammar so complicated that not even they understand it in the modern day Quran. Therefore, people like Ahmed Deedat, who doesn't speak Arabic, will truly never know that the challenge has been met by Christians. The problem with Muslims is that they make the mistake of thinking that Muhammad and the Quran was sent to the whole world. They even have quotes they think is backing it. Quran 7 Surah 158 ayat, Quran 21 Surah 107th ayat, and Quran 25th Surah the first ayat. And as usual, Muslims have mistranslated and misused the quotes in the Quran. The Holy Quran 7:158 states, "Qul," or say, O men, I am sent unto you all as the apostle of God, and to whom belongeth the dominion of the heavens and the earth. There is no God but He. It is He that giveth both life and death. So believe in Allah and His apostle, the unlettered prophet, who believed in Allah and His word. Follow him, that so ye may be guided. In this quote, the scholars have translated the Syriac, which is Arabic word Jamian, as you are, and have you thinking that it means the whole world. Jamian, the word Jamian does not mean you are. It comes from the root word Jamia, which means he gathered together. A gathering is more like a group of people from the whole world, as opposed to the whole world itself. If it was for the whole world, it would use the word Alamin, as in Rabbi Alamin. They translated Lord of the Worlds, Quran 56 Surah 80th ayat. Then there is Dunya for the world in Quran 42nd Surah 20th ayat. And if Allah meant for all the world to receive and understand this new holy book, there would have been a new language created right there, not just the Quraysh dialect, but one that everybody on the whole world would understand, rather than translate the Quran and lose the true meanings. Hence, this quote is referring to a particular group of people. In this case, it was the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites were the people whom Muhammad was sent to. That's in the Quran 3rd Surah 110th ayat, Quran 89th Surah 10th ayat, Quran 64th Surah and 58th ayat. However, in the Quran, the 3rd Surah 103rd ayat, the word Jamia is used, but this time the implication is that they are speaking about Allah's Ummah, or Jamia, or community, which does not include the Christians, the Buddhists, the Hindus, or anyone else who is not Arab, etc. Holy Quran 3:103, it says, "And hold fast all together by the rope which Allah stretched out for you, and be not divided amongst yourselves." So don't let them tell you that the word Jamian means the whole world. The same way Jesus was sent to his people, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, in Matthew 10:6, Matthew 15:24, Matthew 18:11. So was the Prophet Muhammad. Every nation was sent a warner. Holy Quran 10 Surah 97th ayat, Holy Quran 71st Surah 2nd ayat, and Muhammad was sent to the Arabs. Now, Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. The Prophet Muhammad was only universal because what he taught could be applied by people around the world, but he was not sent to all people on earth. The Quran was sent down in the Quraysh dialect to a specific tribe of people. However, the Quran could serve as a warning and guidance for the whole world. I repeat, Muhammad would not be speaking to the Jews, the Europeans, the Chinese, or the Hindus that call themselves Arabs today. Only the descendants of Ishmael, and as Genesis 25th chapter, the 12th verse, who was Abraham's first son by Hagar, Genesis 16th chapter, the 15th verse, who was the daughter of Imhotep. Muhammad was not a universal prophet and was not sent to the whole world, who were Nubians. In the Quran's 7th Surah, 180th ayat or verse, it clearly uses the Arabic word Qawm, meaning kindred. But in English translated, the word Qawm is not translated as kindred. It is mistranslated as those who have faith, which in Arabic is Alladhina Yamenuna. So in Holy Quran 7th chapter 188th surah, it says, I am a warner and a bringer of glad tidings to those who have faith. That's Yusuf Ali translation. Muslims will use this quote to support their belief that Muhammad was sent to the world by mistranslating it. Anybody can have faith in Islam, but the question is, are you from the tribe in which Muhammad was sent to warn? According to the American Heritage Dictionary, kindred is a group of related persons as a clan or a tribe, used as a verb, a person's relatives, kinfolks, a kindred of the same ancestries or family. Kindred clans having a similar or related origin, nature, or character. Ask any Arabic-speaking Muslim, why is it that the word Qawm is used in the Quran 2nd Surah 54 ayah when speaking about Moses and his people, Quran 23rd Surah 23rd ayah speaking about Noah and his people, Quran 26:11 speaking about the Pharaoh and his people, Quran 27:54 speaks about Lot and his people, Quran 29:16 speaks about Abraham and his people. In all of these quotes, the word Qawm is translated correctly in English as his people or kindred. But when it comes to Quran 7 Surah 180th ayat, it is mistranslated in English. Ask yourself, why is this so? The same facts apply to Quran. The Quran was not sent to the entire world. If the Quran was sent to the whole world or universal, it too would have been revealed in a universal language. Further confirmation that the Quran was sent only to a specific group of people are in the following quotes. In the Quran 14:4, Quran 41:3. 14:4 states, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا Minna Rasul Illa, we sent not a messenger except to teach in the language of his own people in order to make things clear to them. In Muslims' own hadith, they even say that the Quran was revealed in the Quraysh dialect. Even as far back as the 17th century, there were inscriptions found in a magazine called Aramaic World. The September-October 1989 AD issue reads that the Prophet Muhammad Al-Hadi, meaning the Prophet Muhammad is the guide. Al-Hadi is the 94th attribute of Allah, which means the guide to them. The word Al-Hadi comes from the root word Huda, which according to the Lane's Arabic English lexicon means to calm, still, or motionless. They are using one of Allah's names, and they are attributing it to a human, which the Quran 180 and 59:24 tells you not to do it. It does not say Muhammad was al-Hadi, which would read Muhammad and the guide. However, without the wa, they are saying that Muhammad is the guide, which I repeat is one of Allah's names. To call Muhammad al-Hadi is to call him Allah. Muslims have worshipped the Prophet Muhammad for so long that they have a list of 104 attributes for him, and most of them consist of Allah's attributes, putting the Prophet Muhammad and Allah on the same level. They also use the name Alat for Allah as the female gender of Allah in Quran 53:19. Yet at the same time, scholars dispute the meaning of Alat. They claim that it is the idol Lat, that was a man who lived on a rock near Taif and used to entertain the pilgrims to Mecca with barley, drinks, and food. When he died, the people built a shrine to him on the same rock and began worshiping him. According to Jari Tabari, originally this word was Alahatun, which became Alat. The word Alat simply means female source. Now take, for instance, the Kalimat, which according to the word Kawan Arabic dictionary means a word, an expression, a proposition, a sentence, a saying, an argument, an assertion, an expression of opinion. The word Kalimat was taken from the Syriac translation of the New Testament, John 1, and I quote, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In the right translation, the word Kalimat, which is the saying of the word, which is the mistranslation in the Bible, is La ilaha illallah. Nothing would exist if Allah didn't create it. This creed was innovated. The Kalimat was taken from two different verses in the Quran, which aren't found together anywhere. An example of this is La ilaha illallah Muhammadin Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Muslims call this Kalimat Tayyiba, or the best word. This is not found written like this anywhere in your Quran. However, they are found in several verses, but they are broken into two parts. They are never together as one sentence. La ilaha illallah is found alone in Quran 37, Surah 35 verse. For when they were told that there is no God except Allah, would puff themselves up with pride. And in Quran 47:19, and I quote in part, "Know therefore that there is no God but Allah, and ask forgiveness for thy faults." Muhammad Rasulullah is found alone in Quran 33rd ayat and 40th verse. Muhammad is not the father of any of you men, but he is the apostle of Allah and the seal of the prophets. Also in the Quran 40th surah 29th ayat, and I quote in part, "Muhammad is the apostle of God, and those who are with him are strong against the unbelievers." This is how it is written in the Quran of the Muslims. They are never found in the same place. Yet the flag of Saudi Arabia, which is where the Holy of Holies sit in Mecca, has the same declaration, the Kalimat Tayyiba, written on it. Many of the Islamic book posters and leaflets don this man-made verse. However, if you or I were to take two verses from the Quran and put them together to create one sentence like La ilaha illallah, they would call it shirk and have a heart attack saying Astaghfirullah, whom min Allah kafirun, meaning seek forgiveness of Allah, they are disbelievers, or they will seek to kill you. The only reason why Muslims call the declaration Kalimat Tayyiba the best word is because it exalts Muhammad by putting his name next to their God, Allah's name. They have taken one of the definitions of the Kalimat, which is an expression or of opinion, to justify the saying that the Kalimat Tayyiba should be the one to be expressed. It really should be called Kalimat al-Nabi, which is Muhammad Rasulullah, or the word of the Prophet, not the best Kalimat.